Welcome everyone. We are here with the writers directors of the Studio MP 1 Minute Film Competition. So I'm going to give them a second to introduce themselves and just share what their role was on their films.
Hi, I'm AB. I won first place for my class and first place overall for the film competition.
My name is TJ. I worked on Homework Shenanigans. Yeah, and I won first place in my class and second place in overall.
My name's Andrew. I won third place in my class, and I also worked on AB's film.
And AB's film was called The Test.
Called The Test.
The Test.
The Test.
For this project, you worked in trios where you wrote and directed a film, and then the project was passed on to one of your trio mates for editing, and then passed on again for color correction. What was this experience like for you, not having a complete say over your film?
I mean, knowing myself, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I kind of panicked there. Because when I have no control on something that I want to do, I panic sometimes when I just think I can't take care of my baby. It's not fair.
Okay. For me, I was completely fine with it until they went to a volleyball game. Then the days keep going forward until the expired due date. I was like, oh no. I was panicking, so I was like, you know what? I was gonna do it by myself. So yeah.
It was tough because it's you have an idea and you really want to see it all the way through. You want to put like what you envisioned out up there, and you have to work with people that might not see it exactly the way you do, but in the end, it is like just a class project, and that helps. But even if it wasn't, I think it's valuable that I got the input and ideas of other people, and that kind of incorporated into my film. So, yeah.
It's a really great answer.
I was forced in a situation that I didn't like to be in, but I got to learn the type of person I was.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable because you feel like you're backseat driving the entire time.
Yeah.
So, TJ, your situation was that you ended up having to do it because your trio mates were at a game. Did you feel like you grew as a person, though, through this experience?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where did your idea come from?
Okay, my film was called The Test. So pretty much the idea came from me typing random prompts on my Google Doc and just have a huge, massive list of random titles. And then just write a small story on what that title represents, and The Test came up. I chose the title of The Test.
I didn't do my homework. Then I was crying. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it late. I'm gonna fail. Oh no. And then I was like, it's not best to slam. So I was gonna like slam. You know what? I'm gonna do it. But like I'm gonna like roll about like homework and stuff. Yeah. And then yeah, I did it. So
I had like 2 different ideas that I was like really liking, and then I came across the idea of my film just at home randomly, and it's like, oh, like I have this like really big idea, and it'll look like an idea that would be really cool and like a more fleshed out. But I dumbed it down because when you think about the idea of your movie, you're like shooting it up into proportion. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring it down to like the brass tacks. It has to be under a minute. So, and then from there, from the idea of the movie, I decided on the tone and the audio, and then the title. So
I'm going to applaud you for that because a lot of beginner filmmakers, they have this huge idea and then they try to figure out how am I going to make this idea work in 1 minute. Instead of like, I need to simplify it. But you actually, from the beginning, you're like, okay, I need to scale it down a little bit. So I applaud you for that. That's actually very mature. Next question. How did you find your cast?
Okay, at first, I was trying to pick Mr. Man and Andrew as the main cast. But obviously, timing didn't work well, so I had to look for alternatives. And then TJ walked into my life through those doors, right behind the cameras.
I was trying to do some late assignment, and then it's like Adele came to me. It's like, hey, you want to be in my film? I was like, okay.
He's in my film now.
I remember that moment. I was there for it.
Or AB came up to me when we did the whole team picking thing. I was like, oh yeah, why not? Seems cool. You guys, like AB, he's actually really involved in this class. So I was like, okay, cool. I at least know at least one out of the three of us is gonna like try and get stuff done. And then the complications of like video shooting and just things that happened led me to not be able to act in AB's film, but he did act in mine, and so did my other partner, Richard.
So AB, your film had an educational theme. It was a story that could happen at a school, but yet you were able to take us to a different world as an audience. Take us to a different world and break those education boundaries. How did you do that?
Originally, the main idea is that the student who's taking a test in the film, he's pretty much in his own thoughts. It is in his own world. And pretty much how I replicate it is using lights and colors to represent what he's thinking. It's kind of a bit of a metaphor what's going on through his head because he's taking the test.
TJ, were you surprised that your film won?
Yes, absolutely. I had no faith in myself, no hope, no desire, and I was like, oh.
Wow.
The intro carried me through. I spent so long on that intro.
The intro was fire.
It was well done.
I had three things that I wanted to put. I want to put a chase scene, like a scene where the like bad guy like does something, and I want a conclusion. So that's what I go based off of.
So Andrew, for you, when I was watching through your film for sound design, I was like, oh my gosh, this world, I can feel a new different world through the sound design, and I feel like it's something that you're really good at.
Mm-hmm.
How did you pick your sound effects and your sound for your film?
So the premise of the movie is that, or the short film, is that he's being chased by this person. And it's, well, the twist makes it like not that, but it's a horror film. Like, no jump scares, no like suspense. It's just like running, but it is still a thriller, like a horror short film.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of try to take that like big, like in your face sound that like pops at you from the screen to try and like communicate that to the audience that this guy is chasing you and he's coming for you and he's right here, he's close. And then the last like 2 seconds happen.
And we're going to put a QR code to his film as well, since it didn't screen in the episode. And then also you can check it out through the email. There will be a link. What was your favorite part about the filmmaking process?
My favorite part of making the filmmaking process is when we were acting in Mr. Pham's class and we were short our time. So pretty much we had to do all the shots first try. So we were like, I was panicking inside. It's like we had to do it. They have lives. I cannot keep them here as prisoners.
No, that was fine.
Are you glad you created a storyboard?
Yeah, definitely. I was panicking when the storyboard was all over the floor, but I got to find them.
Going to Jed's house.
Okay. Getting pizza?
Yeah.
That's in your credits.
What?
Pizza. I got pizza. That's it. That's the only thing for me.
But what was it? So location? The location did it for you?
Yeah, I went to a house and a mall and a park and the outside.
My favorite part of the whole short filmmaking process was everybody trading films.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're shooting with them because they're your crew and you're their crew. So you're shooting with them and you're capturing audio for them and you're looking at all this happen on set. But now it's your job to kind of envision or like to put together the idea that they had originally. And it makes it easier when you communicate. Mm-hmm. But it's still a challenge and it's still really interesting to try and put yourself in their shoes, what they want this film to be, and like add something of your own in it. And that was really cool. That was really fun.
I'm glad you embraced that. So that's an area.
I was literally hovering over their shoulders like,
yeah,
I better get this right.
Okay, see?
I got my eye on you.
Yes.
I could feel him at the back of my skull. Like,
Oh
I
my
felt too much.
goodness.
Like Joe Biden.
He sits right next to me. I saw him doing that.
Okay. So I think I want to encourage you just to let go and let someone else edit and bring what they bring to it. If you embrace the process like Andrew did, like magic happens.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like for me, when I was in your shoes, actually letting someone else edit it actually made me feel better because I didn't have to see all of the mess ups in the footage and all the places like I made mistakes or stuff I could have done better. I just saw the final edited piece. So I was like, oh, I actually prefer someone else edit. Okay, next question. Is there something you learned about yourself that pleasantly surprised you? I mean, if you have stuff that you're like, oh, I need to grow in this area and you're comfortable sharing, you can share that as well.
What I need to grow is that I need to be good at financially planning for props. I literally spent like almost $100 on a prop and trash.
And all of your shooting days.
All my shooting days as well, yeah.
A few of the days
So pretty
until
much I
9
was
p.m.
here until 7 working on a cardboard box. So my secret is I combine other boxes to make a bigger box with tape and glue. And we trashed it.
Yeah, my shield of shielding did not work out.
It didn't work.
How about you, teacher? Anything that surprised you about yourself?
I learned that if I put my heart and soul into it, and desperation a little bit on top, I can work through anything.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know. I worked on that until 6 p.m.
Whoa.
The night before?
You're good.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I got this. I'm locked in, no matter what. And then I got horrible sleep. But good news is, I have a coffee addiction. So
Okay.
Yeah, that's good news.
So normal.
all right.
So your film, TJ, since we're on it, it kind of reminds me a little bit of a video game. Were you going for that, or what was your vision behind it?
My vision was
Get it done.
getting it done.
Well, even like the way you sound designed it, it really felt like a video game. That's part of the reason like I was gravitating
I
towards
do
it.
play a lot of video games.
What about you, Andrew?
I was pleasantly surprised that I knew how everything worked in Premiere. You know, a lot of shortcuts for the keys, a lot of buttons, and I somehow managed to make it look and sound pretty good. So, especially with all the practice Photoshop stuff we did, like I was sweating bullets during that entire thing. I was forgetting keybinds. I kept like misclicking stuff. It was bad, but I did pretty good with the editing of the movie. So.
Was this your first time working with Adobe Creative Suite?
Yeah, I had a different editing software, so I know how to edit, but I just didn't know how to use that what's it called?
Adobe Premiere Pro.
Yeah, I don't know how to use Adobe.
Yeah.
Say that I'm very proud of you guys all for embracing it because I know it was a lot of software thrown at you guys this whole year,
Yeah.
but you guys are doing very well.
Yeah. I mean, it worked out so far.
What do you plan on pursuing after graduation, and are you already going down that path right now?
Man.
The-
Like the dream job,
My dream job.
career, life goal.
Your future.
Okay, my future is gonna be movies, shows, Ryan Reynolds, because I want him in my film in the future.
Yeah. I'm gonna act with Ryan Reynolds.
That's that'll
the
be
dream.
nice. Yeah.
I'm gonna act too.
Yeah.
TJ, how about you? You have TJ Draws. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, I forgot about it. And
Plug in.
basically, I had a joke, so
Mm-hmm.
I just put TJ Draws because it'll be easier. For the future, I'm probably gonna go somewhere in art design. I can see editing as a hobby of mine.
Yeah. I think creative field is the dream, like for most people. You know, I like to draw. I like to doodle. Making the movie was really fun. Multimedia 2 animation. I'm interested in that. Even just like creative arts, like I play a couple instruments. But yeah, I don't really know what like the future is for me, what that looks like. But I just anything but like a desk, pretty much. You know.
And you're still ninth grade, so you have time to figure that out.
Yeah, I just got here like a couple months ago.
Okay.
But I just think that the whole like creative process, I don't think it really matters what, but the whole like process of you being interested in something and like turning like physically making it, like whatever it is, music, art, movies, I think that's the dream, you know, like to get your elbows dirty and like to make something.
Well, thank you for joining us for the Writers Directors panel for the 1 minute short film competition.
All right. Yeah.
Bye.
Chair.
Bye.